Hi, hello, howdy, Liz here, and today I am bringing y'all along while I sew up this super cute clown Grump Pup. This pup is a bit of an older style of mine, which you'll know if you've been following me for a while. I'm finally getting around to editing this video. Since my mom has been in the hospital recently, I've been a bit spread thin, so I'm kind of catching up right now. This pattern is by Azakai Arts, and I'll be attaching the pattern link in the description if you'd like to try sewing the pup for yourself. I highly recommend all their patterns. I'm a fan of all of them, so check them out and support another plush artist while you're at it. I recently did a Q&A in Instagram, and I figured here would be a good place to answer some of those questions. So the first question is, how did I start making plushies and why? Well, the short answer is basically that I got hyper-focused on crocheting 2 years ago, and while I do love crocheting amigurumi, it would do a number on my hands and always take twice as long to make a single plushie. So one day I was kind of talking to my boyfriend about it, and he said, "Would sewing be any faster?" So my brain did what my brain does, and it picked up a new obsession, and I actually started small at first, working with felt and making little creatures and frogs. And at the time, my shop was actually called Felt Cute Plush. I know, big change. But then after a while, I was like, hey, what if I tried a larger scale and started trying to make actually full-on art plushies, and not just small little babies that, you could put on your desk. And as much as I loved making the minis, I wanted to try something new and push myself and see what I could do. So I actually went ahead and I ordered this little starter I don't know how to say it, but this one, sewing machine. And I started my sewing journey. I rebranded, and here we are. It kind of took off more than I actually, not that I wasn't confident in it. I, didn't think a year later we'd be 30K down the line. Thank you. Y'all are the best. I appreciate it. But yeah, that was kind of cool. The next question is, do you have any Wildling lore? So the Wildlings came about one day when I was just kind of doodling. But when I was younger, and I guess I still do in a sense, but I used to believe in fairies, and I was really, really obsessed with fae folk and folklore and mythology and creatures and all that thing. I probably drove my mom insane because I always wanted to go to the bookstore, and I always wanted to find the books on mythological creatures and all those kinds of things. And she encouraged me. I have a big fairy book that's probably one of the more famous fairy books that most people have, kind of thing, but that really set me off down a very creaturey path. But I was climbing trees as a kid, and I would make up songs, and I would try to get the fairies to come out. They never did. Surprise, surprise. But, I kind of always held on to that childhood fairy nostalgia, and one day I was kind of just doodling creatures, and I kind of just came up with the Wildlings, and in my brain I was like, I imagined these creatures would live amongst the fairies and maybe even give them little rides on their horns around the forest. I don't know, I thought they'd just be cute, even though they have the skeleton face and ribs, which is more kind of Wendigo-esque in a way, I guess. I also really love Wendigos. Side note, fun fact about me. Something weird obsession about them. But yeah, so even though they're kind of creepy in a sense, they're cute. And I would imagine them to be wholesome. And I would imagine them to be BFFs with the fairies and look scary to scare off the humans, but also friendly and, bestie vibes only. Would you make a line of more gothic-themed plushes? I'm not opposed to it, honestly. Right now, I'm kind of in my clown era. I think I've really fallen into my niche, but I could see some goth cuties on the horizon. I don't see why not. Is it just you, or do you have a team? I am currently an army of one. I do have friends for support on things like Twitch and Discord. Shout out to Rin and Lynn. However, as far as like things in my office go, and like packing orders and making the plushies and running social media and taking the photos and packaging, printing, packaging, stickers, like it's all me. If anything, my ADHD does come in clutch when those things happen, because I tend to do like 5 or 6 things at a time constantly in my office. I am exhausted, but it ends up being worth it in the end. I do also have my boyfriend as a support. He supports me as much as he can, though, but I am trying to coax him into packing orders to help me sometimes, especially when I have a sale going on and it's very, very busy, which I super appreciate when it's busy. I'm never mad, but sometimes it's just me and the mailman, and I can only do so much, you know? But I do try to do everything that I can all the time. Got any in-progress designs you've been working on that we're allowed to see? I try to post as many behind-the-scenes things as I can on my Discord and my Ko-Fi, but honestly, I'm pretty forgetful. You know, the ADHD. But if you ever want to see more of that type of stuff, the best place usually to check is Discord and Ko-Fi. I will have days sometimes where I'm like, oh, I really need to take all these behind-the-scenes things and make videos and post photos and things. It's probably my mania low-key, but yeah, those places are usually the best platforms to find behind-the-scenes things on. I do sometimes try to post those things on Instagram, but if you guys ever want like top secret behind-the-scenes kind of stuff, Ko-Fi is going to be your best spot, then Discord. Discord I try to post on often as I can, but again, I'm one person and I'm very thin most of the time spread, so I try really hard. But sometimes I forget. I am human. Will you make more of the clown kids? I love them. Thanks. Absolutely, I will. I feel like I've finally fallen into my thing, like I said earlier. While I do still enjoy making non-clown plushies, I'm just having too much fun making the clown kids to stop anytime soon. Every time I think I'm like, I don't know, do I want to keep going? And then suddenly my brain is like, make some axolotl clown kids. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. Or like, soon I really want to make some clown kid cats. That is actually what I'm planning for soon. I just am wrapping up some clown kid flowers for spring. Like, there are so many things that you can turn into a clown, and I am here for it. Which is actually really funny because clowns low-key scare me, like, in person. I love the clown aesthetic, I do. But as a child, I actually got scared really, really bad at Six Flags when I was little, and it kind of stuck with me forever. I don't hate clowns, but they do frighten me. So it's actually really ironic that I've fallen into a plush that I'm just like, but I personally think my plushies are really cute, and I think that's more of just, you know, they're mine, so they're my babies. I gotta think they're cute, you know, it's like my kids. But yeah, I'm definitely going to continue to make clowns. You guys will see clowns for a very long time, I promise. Why does pink and blue go so hard? The pink and blue combo always reminds me of like the swirl Trix yogurt. So like, I couldn't tell you why it goes so hard, but I can tell you that I full-heartedly agree with the statement. Also, probably one of my favorite color combos to do when I do, especially like the split clowns or like the split plushies, is the pink and blue. Like, I can't beat it. I can't get away from it. No matter what I do, I always have to do that color combo. But yeah, Trix yogurt, which I'm probably showing my age, but smacks. Will you ever make transparent stickers? actually have a few transparent stickers now. Some of them are for my Ko-Fi sticker club, so I haven't actually added them to the shop yet. But I recently did put in an order for a bunch of transparent stickers that I will be adding to the shop very soon, including some of the Stuffed Serotonin Circus drawings that were done by Natasha Orsh. So those will be coming to the shop very, very soon. But yeah, I do have a handful of them, but they do kind of tend to go in the Ko-Fi sticker club because they're kind of hard to take pictures of. But I think I have the Raphael the Dragon from Valentine's Day transparent sticker is on my website right now. But I will be uploading all the other ones hopefully soon. I haven't really had a free day to take pictures of stickers, unfortunately, to add them to the shop, but it is on my to-do list. So I will be getting those up hopefully this week. We will see, but they are coming. If items aren't sold for a while, do they go on sale? I do run sales often, more so to keep things moving in the shop and also so I'm busy, because, you know, when nobody wants to have a shop and have one sale a week. It's kind of a bummer. So I kind of, you know, I do like to run sales. I do believe in running sales. I know that my stuff is on the more expensive side and not everybody has that kind of money to just like pull out and spend. So if I can run a sale, I will run a sale. I'm, again, not opposed to it. The only downside is that the handmade plushies do tend to sell out really fast. I can't really help that, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes I have a few handmade plushies, they've been sitting there for a week, and I will like be like, okay, I guess it's time to run a sale because, you know, I need them to get rehomed. They need to go to their homes. They don't need to just sit here in my office. They need to be home with their people. So I do run sales. Just always keep an eye out. If I'm going to be running a sale, the first place that I will post about it is Instagram. Instagram, I will always post a post and I will always post it to my story. I know not everybody looks at the stories, so that's kind of why I always try to make the post as well on top of it. But those were some really, really good questions. Some hard-hitting questions in there. If you guys ever have any other questions, you can always feel free to post them in the comments below. I'm going to do my best to answer as many as I can. Sometimes YouTube is really bad about notifying me. And also, again, this is my first official YouTube video. Woo! Hopefully going to be making more of these. But again, we'll see how this one goes. And it all just depends on that. But yeah, here's our clown pup all wrapped up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you guys liked this video. If you want to subscribe to see more, it's always appreciated. And I'll see you guys in the next one.